Hello and welcome back to the Sabbath Show. Today we have got the talking points for Everton Nottingham Forest, which resulted in a stalemate. Now I can't help but think my initial reaction to this is we needed to win this game. Now I understand the reasons for why you would say we would consider this a win, in terms of getting a point. A point is better than zero, right? First and foremost. I look at this game in comparison to last year. We went to Turf Moor and we're up 2-1 at the half. We needed to win this game with a considerably tougher run of fixtures to follow. And what did we do? Well, we ended up losing that game entirely. And ironically enough, Sean Dyche was the manager of the opposition. But that is put to the side now. We picked up the point. We didn't let this game get fully away, but we definitely left a lot to be desired on the table. On the flip side, we were up twice. We had lapses, easily avoidable lapses yet again. I mean, this happens every single week. And we've conceded 6 in the last 2 weeks, or 2 game weeks. We talk about the attacking side of things being a problem. I would say defensive side of things is even more of a problem because 1 lapse or 2 lapses and immediately our defense gets exposed. If our defense was good, we could potentially afford to have these lapses, but our defense would be able to hold it up. But we don't even have a defensive system that's worth relying on when we turn the ball over. And that obviously is a problem. That also said, Forest are pretty good at home this season. I think they're unbeaten in 9. So we were pretty close to winning, but you can't say we were pretty close to winning only to get a draw. It counts for Jack, nothing. Look, I'm just going to state the blatantly obvious here. We can say that players played well, we can say players played shit, right? It doesn't really matter. We scored 2 goals, we cut out the lapses, we win. It's a bit worrying though that one of our better attacking performances, at least in recent memory, hasn't resulted in the best result, because we've constantly preached, or Dyche has preached, compactness, as a part of his system. But conceding 2 after having one of your best offensive performances of the year with that supposed compactness is another problem. Look, I'm going to talk about the goals. We have called for Mikalenko's head in recent weeks. He doesn't provide anything attacking-wise. Now, we did look more attacking-minded in this game. The ball seemed to move a lot quicker. The execution of the switch seemed to be much quicker. Damari Gray also plays into that, alongside Ben Godfrey, who carries the ball quicker. But defensively, we look at the goals we conceded, Ben Godfrey is responsible for the first one. And we talk about Mikalenko having lapses, this and that. Godfrey had the same lapse. The goal we conceded, the first one to Brennan Johnson, was identical to the goal we conceded at home against Forest. The same goal, the same team, the same player. Pickford, I don't know how many times this season he's had opportunities to fully kill the ball. I mean, it was a good save, but the amount of times that he's parried the ball into the opposite direction but hasn't alleviated the threat, hasn't averted the threat. And so because he didn't kill the ball, Godfrey is gone to do God knows what in the middle. He's moved far too far across to the center of the park that he has completely disregarded a player that snuck in from the side. So yeah, Godfrey needed to maintain space instead of coming across. It was really that simple, very avoidable. The second goal, well, that's on Doucouré, but I also think that Brennan Johnson having that much space where he gathered the ball, in a really central area where you've got both sides of the goal to pick and choose from, I think the centre halves deserve a fair bit of criticism for that. I may be stupid, but at the same time, that's just what I'm thinking. That's my hunch. All things considered, though, that was a top shelf finish by Brennan Johnson. And sometimes, those are the ones that really are a kick in the guts, especially when you've played a really good first half of football. But we speak on that. The first half was exceptional. I mean, I hadn't seen a team that packed that much punch going forward. Should I say an Everton team that packs that much punch in so long. And we scored 2 first half goals. We can't even score 1 in a game. And we scored 2.5. That's an immediate plus. But I have an issue with this every week. We go up and we decide to play conservative in the second half. And the minute we lose command, the minute we open up more opportunities for Forest because they have more territory owned by them. And we can't absorb pressure for that long enough. We talk about last year and we think about all the lapses we had. The reason we had so many lapses was because we had to absorb pressure so much. Why do we do this to ourselves every single week? If we played on the front foot, we possibly would have had more goals on the board because we seemed pretty good, pretty threatening. We were getting into some really deep lying areas in the opposition's box. One thing I have to mention though, I think the midfield especially looked very fatigued having played a full 90 minutes. We brought on Tom Davies with about 5 minutes to go. I mean, after 85 minutes, these guys were knackered. Onana didn't play a very good game today. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad passes, pretty non-existent generally speaking. Idrissa Gana Gueye was pretty good. I would have to say he's probably my player of the match. I think he was very, very solid. Doing more of the defensive side of things, very composed on the ball. Simply put, I think that's exactly what we needed, especially after a really bad performance last week. And Doucouré was also pretty good, but it was becoming far too easy for Forest to transition. I mean, we weren't looking for anything forward of the ball. It seemed like we had no plan. And then getting back, all these plays were knackered, and we were getting outnumbered on the counter-attack. And that's obviously a big, big problem because we had the lead and then we were trying to hold on. And we probably could consider ourselves a little bit lucky that we held on. Forest probably didn't have enough quality there, but we don't have any options on the bench either. That's the problem. We brought on Tom Davies and Mope. What are they doing? I do think we needed to bring Alice Sims on. Damari Gray looked a little bit unmatched fit, if that makes any sense. Obviously, first full game in quite some time he's been coming off the bench. I think we need to start him rest of the way. There's absolutely no excuse. And then Sims off the bench at maybe the 75-minute mark or something like that. But overall, simply put, we have to play the full 90 minutes. You say it every week. You dumb football down, and you know that you have to play a full 90 minutes to score more goals than the opposition and win games of football. And we do half of that. We either score the goals, don't win the game because we can't hold on. We score the goals and don't play a full 90 minutes and then concede, as we've just said. Or we decide we're going to play a full 90 minutes, but we can't do anything on the attacking side of the ball. So we end up drawing the game or losing the game because we can't get one on the board. Ultimately, I can't help but think that this is an opportunity that got away. The situation gets much, much tougher. We've got a home game against Brentford next. That has to be a win, in my eyes. I mean, we look at the run ahead. I mean, we won games last year away from home. We had Leicester in there. We beat United and Chelsea at home, but this is going to be a lot tougher. There's a lot more away games in there. Brentford is going to be tough as well. They're no joke. They don't mess around. So we need to be fully ready to play and win this game. Brentford have caused us a few problems in the past. Last season, even, we had the lead a couple times, I think, in that one as well, and ended up losing 3-2 in a matter of minutes via courtesy of lapses again. So we have to avoid the lapses. It's as simple as that. You can score goals, this and that. You can be incredibly dangerous attacking wise, but the lapses are what is killing us at the moment. That's it. We've got to fix these problems. We've got to rectify these problems. We can look at them on the training ground, but ultimately it comes down to what these boys do on match day. And whether they're good enough or not will be answered in the next couple of games. That question will be answered. We'll know the definitive answer. But if we're going to stay up, the answer needs to be yes. Yes, they can stand up. They can play a full 90. They can put in 100% work ethic throughout the whole game. And they also can score goals and have that quality up front. All right, that's going to do it from me. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new for more talking points if you like this kind of stuff. That's going to do it from me, though. Share your thoughts in the comments about the game, and I will respond to each and every one. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.